was lying in bed like a week ago and I was having really happy thoughts about Cyrus Broacha.
Okay. With his hand in his pant.
But I want you to know when you're dying, I'll turn up on time. But for all your other shit, I don't want to be part of your crap, man. I find you exhausting.
I'll tell Shailaja to send the message on time also, because you have to travel from wherever. Ki haal hai ji? Haan ji? Peer kahan hai ji? Main jhuk jaऊं ji? Aur jhuk jaऊं? Aur? I mean, I can't tell you how many times because we don't want to do anything again.
Of course.
The whole setup is so long.
It's not we. It's I don't want to fucking.
Oh my
My
God.
childhood was destroyed. आज weakness लग रही है आंखों में थोड़ी. So you paused.
Really?
Weakness लग रही है आंखों में थोड़ी. थके हुए लग रहे हैं आप. हाँ तो दिमाग को बोलो. Fuck you.
We still not started. Let's start now.
Yeah. We started. I have started. I'm not starting again.
No,
Okay, now we've
started.
Do it nicely, man.
Why refuse? Why should we cow down to the bullies, the oppressors?
This is the only question I want to discuss for 1 hour.
Please.
Which is
that I was.
How do you shower at night?
I was lying in bed like a week ago and I was having really happy thoughts about Cyrus Broacha.
Okay. With his hand in his pant.
But I
don't know what you mean.
No, that was just like, dude, I go through like random miserable moments for like long periods of time, and then I feel really like high levels of gratitude towards life.
Can I set up?
Then I go down again.
Yeah. Like, he's great to have on plane rides, train rides, bus rides, long rides, because he has long discussions about nothing, but the time just passes.
It's not nothing.
Wonderful. Not nothing. No, that's not fair.
It's
that's
my
not fair.
pain, which is nothing for him.
It's not nothing.
It's like the show Seinfeld.
But you don't feel any growth at the end of the conversation, you know. I wouldn't go to Seinfeld.
I mean, but that's
when nothing is everything.
Yeah.
Can I now set up Sahukar for you?
Yeah.
See, and this is because the best comedy is in tragic circumstances. You know, it's just unbelievable. We had a joke by Rishi which I can never replay, which is
that's a career ender.
A career ender, and vaguely
before the career
it
ever
discusses
began.
the death of a people, entire people. You know, I mean, it's horrible, and he found humor in that. But that's Rishi. Rishi is different, and you know, up and down from Panvel 2 hours a day. You know, your mind gets altered.
Of course, yeah.
But my father passed away in September, and we had the funeral, and I did it as quickly as possible. But I didn't want people to come. To be honest, I was like, just get this over with, and so we did. And after the funeral was over and everybody's leaving, and I just put my mom in a car because I wanted her to go home first. I see Sahukar walking in, you know, who I haven't really been in touch with and all that. I mean, I was very touched. But for me, it was the first time I really laughed that whole day. I actually genuinely laughed. I said, he had to be Sahukar. He came late for the funeral.
No, I didn't come late.
Slightly late, but he was still. But you know, I mean, it was like an honor for me.
I wasn't informed, bro.
Yeah, he was. Well, all that. Put that aside. The fact of the matter is, he made me laugh in a good way. It was not a bad way.
She's throwing stuff.
I was very offended that
Rishi's upset. Is Rishi a family member? He's taken umbrage and he's. How dare you talk about that great sacrifice? I was very touched. You came. I told you 250 times. So was everybody who was left.
I don't know why you were touched, because I was just like, you didn't tell me, and then.
But I didn't tell anyone. We just quickly put a thing up and we tried to get it over with.
And that's even after being late, that's the best I could have done, because that's how. Because I remember
I'm always going to be early. Funeral, birth, whatever.
I'm not in touch with Shailaja much at all, right? So I got a message from her, and then I'm like, I read it, and then I called her up, and she said, "Oh, but now I'm already here.
Yeah.
So if you have to come, you have to leave now."
Right.
So I'm.
One more thing. So he lives far away, so there's another issue. You're coming from other end of the town.
It took an hour and a half, and then I ran, and then I asked, and then thank God I just about made it in time, but I could not have possibly.
And then we couldn't find him an Uber to go back.
Yeah. And they're just acting like they care. They all got into the car and they're like, "Should we wait for you?" I'm like, "No, man, I'm not 12.
But I liked Kunal's idea. I said, Kunal said to him, "Can I drop you?" So I presume Kunal was dropping him back to Bandra.
Yeah.
But his point was, can I drop you as in walk you out of the place to the Uber? Right. Which for him is a huge thing because he's walking for about 50 yards.
But I'm so grateful to Shailaja because I had to be there. Yeah. And your dad was, I met him a couple of times, but he was such a awesome guy. And so he fought for me.
When he was 4.5 years old and he came into MTV for the first time.
Right. I remember
my dad was doing the contracts and all, so I took him to meet my dad, etc., etc. And to cut a long story short, you know why they hit it off?
Why?
Because he comes from this Delhi background of showing seniors great respect, and you know how they overdo the fucking North Indians like silvery. Ki haal hai ji? Haan ji? Peer kahan hai ji? Main jhuk jaऊं ji? Aur jhuk jaऊं? Aur? See, that it sounds super respectful. My dad is a Parsi man with a cigarette in his hand and digging his nose at the same time. And the first thing he said is, "Would you like to smoke?"
Then I used to smoke.
He was so happy. He finally found an adult who was encouraging him.
And then there was, I remember I was talking to his dad and he had this glass so in this case,
Cabin,
he had
yeah.
glass cabin, and then a young guy came in. All right, and he sat, and his dad.
It was
like,
Nikhil Chinappa.
No, it wasn't. It was a lawyer. It was a lawyer, bro. And the guy waved. Okay, and then his dad's telling me about force majeure. Major. Sorry,
Force majeure.
And he's like,
Yeah.
"What kind of stupid idiot? If they want to do this, if you hurt yourself."
No, everywhere in IBM they all know about it because their salaries aren't given. Every month
Exactly.
they say typhoon in Himachal.
I was a dumb kid. I don't know what the hell was happening, right? So that guy again outside looked at his dad and did hi. So suddenly your dad went into this a deep silence, and then I saw his anger rise. And he said, "Call him." He called that guy, the young guy. And he's like, Am I blind? No, are you blind? You can't see there are people here. Why do you keep waving at me from there? Are you insane? Can't you wait for 5 minutes? That's why I put a glass mirror so you can see. I was like, this guy's hilarious, man. And he was so sweet, bro, because they navigated a 300% increase in my contract, which I never got for 5 years.
Yeah.
That was single-handedly done by Cyrus Broacha and his dad. And I can't. And they even gave me a berry palau.
I'll tell you what he did, which I do remember, because he did it in our case as well. MTV India had not bothered about the fact that if there's a dispute, it goes to New York, our head office, which means Sahukar or me would have to fly to New York on our own expense to fight them over whatever reason, which mostly would have been Sahukar not coming on time. But I mean, we'd have been out of pocket. I mean, you'd be in a hostel somewhere. They'd have sold you in Harlem at the end of it.
Yeah, he was an amazing guy, and
So
they
we
looked
got
out
that
for
changed.
me.
Yeah.
And you looked out for me in such a beautiful way, bro. And it was such a weird time for me because I got a little bit of success doing these spoof things, okay? And everyone then in MTV used to be like, oh, now you're going to catch up to Broacha. Bro, now be careful because, he may feel that he may feel threatened. And simultaneously, I get a call from Broacha, which I've never gotten in my life.
Because I didn't
saying,
have a mobile.
Sahukar, you will be left behind. This is the right age to hit when the hammer is hard. You ask them for a 300% contract. We will fight for it. So I'm like, what is fucking happening? They
were paying him ridiculously. I can't remember the exact figure, but it was rubbish.
It was rubbish.
Because he's already done a year or two and he's done quite well for himself. And because if you don't ask in MTV, nobody
But it was so kind of you, bro. I was 19, 20, 21, 22.
Yeah, that's what they thought. He's 17-year-old.
How come you've never fought for any of our contracts?
Because I'm not paid here. I was paid in the last 2 months. He withdrew the payment. Now they're saying do it for love. So I'm running out of love.
That's why you've reduced the number of episodes.
I've not reduced anything. All stop looking at me.
Yeah,
Because
Broacha, why have you done
blame,
that?
They'll blame us, the people who listen and all that. It's not our choice.
I know. Yeah.
A lot of
Sparsh.
Okay, listen, let's start the show.
Force majeure.
The show is about the one and only Cyrus
10
Sahukar.
minutes in, let's start the show formally.
We went off to my dad and this and that. But it was important to set that story up.
But
because that's the legacy of Sahukar. See, when I'm dying, I'll still smile thinking of all those stories.
But I want you to know when you're dying, I'll turn up on time. But for all your other shit, I don't want to be part of your crap, man. I find you exhausting.
I'll tell Shailaja to send the message on time also because you have to travel from wherever.
I only want to be there for you on your miserable moments. For your joys, you have other people.
But you were talking about this one evening when you were having thoughts about Cyrus. We lost that thread.
That sexual bit,
Yeah, man, lately I've been in and out of
So if you do all this, I can't promote your 3 shows and all.
It's alright, bro.
You don't give a damn.
It's one show, bro. It's just
3
launched.
shows. There's the Nat Geo show. There's the other show that just launched. And there's the show before that. After Meet the Malhotras, what's the other show?
It's called Mind the Malhotras. You obviously watched it. What are you promoting, bro? This is humiliating.
No.
He doesn't know the name of my show.
Wait.
He's good. Doesn't even know who I am.
I've got the show down. I've done my research.
You're such a liar. You're fucking checking other random women's photographs on Instagram. I can't believe the level of insincerity and humiliation I must go through.
Potluck 2 is the new one.
Potluck episode 2 was a game changer, as you probably saw, right?
Okay.
You saw what happened to my character.
I did. I cried.
You wept.
I wept. I haven't eaten properly.
And even though Mini Mathur is in Mind the Malhotras, you haven't seen that either.
I have seen that.
Oh, yeah?
I saw the posters.
Oh, wow.
In the airport.
Wow.
And I was pointing out to somebody, that's my pal. And they said, no way. Not you, Mini. No way she'll know you.
This is a celebration. This is a celebration of my current work.
Okay, bro. Let's quickly. Can we do that first?
Okay, let's do that first, man.
So Potluck is the new thing at the moment.
Yeah. What is it? It's the new thing.
Potluck. I've got it all here, bro. I've got it all here. Potluck new thing. It's a web series on Sony Live.
Okay.
And it started streaming on the 24th of Feb, if I remember correctly.
Wow, bro.
Age and all that. So
sexy man.
Yeah.
Yes, brother. Season 2. Season 2. It was season 1 was shot in.
It's on episode 2.
No, see this.
You fucking Sparsh. You idiot from Delhi. Get your act together, yaar.
No,
It's
he's
episode 2 and season 2 में बहुत फर्क है ना. हिंदी में बोलूँ मैं.
We shot the first season in lockdown and now season 2 just released.
Oh, right.
And it's a really sweet, nice story, man, about the Shastri family.
Okay.
And I play Vikrant, who has 2 twins and a daughter. And
I thought testicles. I was worried.
yeah, he has.
I mean, I don't know why you would bring that up.
And it's a really sweet story about just navigating life, and
So it's a drama.
it's a sort of a comedy drama.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
But in a very sort of best thing is my mom saw it recently and she called me up and she's like, "But are people this happy and collected and no one fights and all?" And I'm like,
So you know where he gets it from.
so I'm like, yeah, there are some people who just fucking, their issues are small issues, about the toaster not working and this not happening and that not happening. And
I don't think that's small issues. It's just different issues.
yeah, different issues. And it's about a family like that navigating life, and it's a really sweet show. We've got some nice reviews, so we're very lucky.
Okay.
And it's gone into season 2, bro.
Season 2.
And now it's going to get into season 3, which we're very lucky. It's very tough to get season 3s
Wow.
these days.
In India.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Not too many. In comedies, I've noticed.
Who's done it season 3?
I think
Very few.
Gullak.
Mirzapur is getting a season 3
Mirzapur is
now.
not a comedy, strictly
It's not a
speaking.
comedy,
For
yeah.
English-speaking people, it is. Because the story just goes on and on and on and on and nothing happens. It's like a bad French film with ugly-looking people. So I can understand that.
The what do you call the streaming? This thing is so new that it's only been about 5-6 years since.
No, but I'm saying what he's saying about the third season
Yeah,
not
that's
happening.
Yeah, you need a really
true.
strong
Yeah,
audience for it to keep getting sanctioned into season 1, season 2.
Yeah.
Even from season 1 to season 2, it really needs to do well or have a market. That
Generally in the West,
appreciates
if you do a season 2, you're on a good wicket. When you get to 2, you're doing 7
Absolutely,
at least.
absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Like Last of Us just got sanctioned after the 3rd episode into season 2 because it was such a
Is
big
that also
hit.
your show?
Yes.
That's right.
Jesus
That's right.
Christ, Sparsh.
Actually,
give me that.
it's your show.
I play this guy.
Yeah, he has to take
Okay, I know it's a foreign show. I
zombie
know
take
that's
a
too big.
child.
I look super different. I've gone for
Who
a
else?
completely different vibe.
Who else is in Potluck?
Ira
season
Dubey is
2?
in Potluck, Harman, Saloni.
She played my wife in the movie that never released called
Which movie?
Penthouse.
Oh, that.
Oh, really?
You keep talking about it. I'm
So
very
she's your
curious
wife?
about it.
She's my wife. She was
on the
But
show.
you're much younger than me. How can she be a wife to all the Cyruses? What kind of fucking role is
she
this?
can do this. She adapts.
It's too much. This woman on Women's Day. I don't want to use bad words, but what are you doing running from one Cyrus to another?
And then I was with her in Aisha also.
Oh, right.
Aisha's my wife. What's going on? This is a horrible show.
There you go. My mother will be happy now. She'll be like, oh, there is drama there.
Talk about huh? Abbas, this is real potluck only. What's going on?
You need to reevaluate your relationship as soon as you get home.
Scary shit.
You need to ask Aisha about who Ira is, and you need to ask Ira about what her choice is.
Ira doesn't care. Okay, listen, let's get to the
So
other
Potluck,
thing.
yeah.
Potluck. Then we've got the Nat Geo show, which I featured on also.
I had a blast with that.
And you've gone to Kashmir and
Dude,
Southwest.
I had a
everywhere.
blast because like a couple of years ago, I told a few friends at Nat Geo and even Discovery that, listen, I want to travel and see bizarre places.
Yeah.
And then they called me up and they told me that they're doing a show.
Although you have worked in Nalasopara, Malad, Chembur, we've even taken the intricate areas of Palghar and all that. So,
That is right.
So I don't know whether you really need to see more.
but I'm looking at beautiful places and freaky people, bro.
Are you saying these aren't beautiful? Nalasopara on a winter's
When was the
night?
last time you had a 2-week holiday and you said, let's
go to
fucking
Nalasopara."
book tickets to Nalasopara? Let's be honest here, brother.
Rishi from Panvel is giving me the finger.
I'm not saying it's a bad place. I'm just saying it's not the top 10
Finish your
destinations
story.
for a fucking
Finish
holiday.
your story. The show will never end otherwise.
Okay, okay.
You like traveling. He does like traveling. I remember that then.
So I'll never get to go to these places. So I did a show called The Lost Essence of India in the middle of COVID. It was friggin' amazing.
How do you travel in the middle of COVID?
We did it, bro. We
How?
did it. We traveled.
You broke all the laws.
Is it illegal? Holy shit. Man, 7 minutes into this friggin' podcast and my shit started going down.
Oh, but how do you travel when nobody wants you there, right?
You maneuver through.
No, but
the
I'm saying that wherever you're
limitations.
going, they don't want you there. The main problem with COVID was nobody wants you coming to their area. No, more than you.
I'm sure
leaving.
they must be
this-
tested
Let
and
me tell you
everything.
something. Like, for example, there are places they didn't even know of COVID.
Where?
Loktak Lake.
West Bengal.
Loktak Lake, man.
Okay.
Check out Loktak Lake. It's
Okay.
these floating
Say it
islands.
slowly.
Loktak Lake, bro.
Okay, sounds French. I don't know what. Where is this?
Dude, it's in the northeast. They are
I
these-
thought from Malad I take a right or something. I'm just trying to figure this out.
No,
Yeah, okay.
and there are these things called fumdis, which are
So
basically...
Northeast was cool, is it? You could
super
travel.
nice. It was beautiful. There was no human being, man. I've come to realize we are the only ugly thing around. You remove us, everything looks fucking amazing. Amazing. No screaming
right.
people, nothing. And they had these houses that float on
Yeah,
these
yeah,
islands.
yeah.
And they had no idea of COVID because there was no one there. And
So your interviews were a little bizarre because you don't have anyone to talk to. But other than that,
that's what's new.
That's
new.
Going back.
And then we did this show, which you were also part of, because it happens.
So that's
only
the
in India.
same genre.
Same genre, but it happens only in India. It's about stories about inspiration, bizarre happenings.
Why was you doing
strange
a
people.
Parsi bit? I can't remember.
They wanted to do a story on the Parsis.
Okay.
Because
so they do. It's not just about travel. They're
not at
looking
all.
Peoples and cultures.
Yeah, we had people like Abid Surti. What an amazing guy, man. You know about him?
The comic book writer. He's a writer.
Absolutely.
Yeah, also written.
But also the guy who fixes leaking taps every Saturday, Sunday for the last 20-25 years.
Because writing doesn't pay. Abbas, what do you think? You still have to be a dentist. You think
He's a legend. Abid Surti is a legend.
But he has to pay bills.
You've seen Abid
I've done an
Surti
event with
season
him.
2, right?
I've seen season 2. Yeah. Listen, I saw Abid the Untold
Dude, but it was
Story.
amazing. He's like, I think he's like in his late.
He was on the Mission Pani thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
70s.
he's in his late 70s, and he's like got
quite
the
fit.
energy of a child, man.
Yeah.
And every Saturday, Sunday, he takes a plumber, goes and rings people's doorbells, and asks them if they have any leaking taps, and fixes it.
And the funny part is they tip him. The poor plumber, nobody pays that. But they always tip Abid.
But that's fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah.
So I met one guy who's just been on a diet of coconuts for 23 years. Crazy.
Shahrukh Khan. Shahrukh Khan apparently only has Pepsi and at one point only had Pepsi and tandoori chicken. This is verified.
I don't know about
before,
Pepsi, but I've heard about the tandoori
sorry,
chicken.
Diet Pepsi and that's it.
Okay.
That's he was endorsing Pepsi, right?
Yeah,
So Diet Pepsi and the tandoori chicken, no other food.
You must be having some crazy Shahrukh Khan stories. You've spent a lot of time with him, man.
Yeah, mostly like
interviews.
please don't disturb me, those kind of things. Yeah,
But he's a superb guy, bro.
he's lovely.
I did a masterclass with him where we toured.
What's a masterclass?
It's a show called Signature Masterclass. So you do a 1 hour 25-minute show on his life and his journey.
Nice.
Super nice, bro. They've cut all these reels on Instagram with him talking about, this famous reel where he says that before you become a philosopher, you become a...
Yeah.
That's friggin' my interview. There's a guy doing and they fucking cut me out, and then in one hand comes in the middle and says
So you're a co-star in a sense.
I'm a coaster.
Yeah.
That's what I am. I remember that show, bro. In the middle of that show, this is how fucking Indian audience are. He's talking about his childhood, right? And the fact that he got Kabhi Haan Kabhi Na, and he started from there, and he was talking about how he was nervous about life and whatnot. In the middle, one uncle is sitting in the front row. Hello? Hanji, Shahrukh. First of all, they're not fucking friends, bro. Not Mr. Khan. He's sitting there. आज weakness लग रही है आंखों में थोड़ी. So he paused.
Really?
Weakness लग रही है आंखों में थोड़ी. थके हुए लग रहे हैं आप. I'm fucking.
What does he say?
You stupid fuck.
What does Shahrukh say? Or you said?
Shahrukh, अरे भाई, I तो as usual, I got like fucking malfunctioning brain thing. And Shahrukh का like, हाँ ठीक है, मैं आपसे बाद में बात करूँगा, whatever. And that guy started. मैं आई का डॉक्टर हूँ, चाहे तो
Oh, nice! Nice marketing.
Looking for a way in.
Beautiful.
Dude, the way-
Shahrukh is my patient.
थोड़ा डांस भी करिए, हैं?
Oh, superb.
बड़ी कहानियां, दुखी भरी कहानियां बताई जा रहे हैं आप. So the way Shahrukh Khan handled him, bro. सर, मुझे लगता है आप मुजरे पे जाइए या कोई ये वैसा शो नहीं है. But then he also got up, and the way he handled his shit, bro, and the answers he gave, it was like it was so smooth and yet so nice.
I think he'd make a great leader of the country.
Dude, totally.
I think he's a great role model for India. Like, you'd be proud to have him going around to places.
Yeah.
He'll carry himself well. He looks good. He's always interesting. He can handle different cultures, different types.
He's
different
inclusive.
genders. He's inclusive.
You
And
know.
he's always funny. He's never boring.
Cocky funny.
Cocky funny. He's cocky funny with people like us, and he's sweet funny with other people. He doesn't bully. He's not a
Dude,
bully. really.
I'll give him one thing, man. He meets people for like that 10 seconds,
And he
but
remembers.
in that 10
Yeah,
seconds, it's like you're the only guy in the room.
Yeah.
And so he knows that like that's amazing.
And you learn from him. He hugs. He's a hugger. So is the Prime Minister, but he's a hugger.
He's a hugger.
People love that. Now, you get a lot of respect from a superstar when he comes and hugs
it's
you.
like
and
a story for life. You know what I mean?
So everybody around.
To be fair, if Shahrukh is coming for a hug, no matter who it is, they'll hug back.
No, that's true.
I go for a hug, like it'll come across a little creepy.
No, there will be a police case, and I'm sure it'll end.
That's a
badly.
really good point.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And don't take it personally.
Yeah.
It's not the way you look or anything like that.
No.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do side
even
hugs.
go there.
Side hug is cool.
Side hug is cool.
Yeah.
I touch the buttocks. Is that wrong?
It's nothing wrong with you. You go ahead and you be you. But can you take a compliment now?
I can take a compliment. People say nice. This whole show's nostalgia. This podcast. Yeah, we remember the 90s. This that.
Oh, fuck,
all
that
shit.
that never ends, man.
Never ends.
You put up that post.
Bakra all the time. Bakra.
But Bakra was the shit, bro. That gave me so much joy. I was not supposed to laugh. Like you're seeing old people fall and shit. Why am I laughing?
Poor people, very often.
Yeah.
Poor old people.
You don't remember
all the prejudices.
You don't remember when I was your compounder?
Yeah.
And that guy jumped off the
more than that.
roof. He almost wanted to run away.
Yeah,
bro.
you're the blood one. No? You were there with the blood. The patient ran out with all the blood.
What was the gag?
We actually cut a guy.
Dude,
Sahukar and I had knives.
No, he didn't.
And I said, let's go, let's finish this shoot fast. We stabbed the bugger. And
it was a free health checkup.
Yeah.
Right.
And they called some guy.
But we told Kunal it's risky.
The doctor, he plays a doctor, very serious doctor. He tells the guy, bro, you've got about 20-25 minutes left. We'll have to operate right now. The guy freaks out.
So basically, the people outside can hear. That's the whole key is that whatever shit is happening, they can hear outside.
Yeah.
Right?
And then,
And then he comes in with a saw.
Yeah.
A chainsaw. And I'm a compounder with a 4.5 foot injection. And then he says, Abhi sir, aap yahan khade rahiye. I'll take a run up and come and inject you.
I vaguely remember.
And it'll all be over quick. The guy had a meltdown, bro. He broke the door and ran into the wrong
room. The worst
room.
part is working with him is we both laugh a lot.
Yeah.
So I have to avoid eye contact all the time. I mean, I can't tell you how many times because we don't want to do anything again.
Of course.
The whole setup is so long.
It's not we. It's I don't want to fucking...
Oh my God.
Childhood was destroyed. I want to tell the youth.
What are you
I want to tell the youth. There will be people who will tell you don't
just
do...
Just picture the set. So Sahukar was there. Let's do it again. Not once.
Because I was
Sahukar
young
is on the
and
phone.
I didn't want to offend him.
First, you can't find Sahukar. The moment the take is over, he's on the phone. He walks and talks, right? So we don't know where he is.
That's my anxiety, bro.
He's somewhere in Gurgaon. Whether the next shot is ready.
I'm just putting it out there. It's there.
Did you not get lost on 2 occasions?
You didn't let me do any good work because you wanted to fucking go home.
Between takes,
and then you bitched about going home.
Wow. I apologize to our audio listeners.
Then there's a call coming from Sahukar saying, boss, मैं फंस गया. मैं कहाँ पे हूँ? I don't know. And he's on the highway outside Panvel, and he's asking for hoardings and all these things.
I got lost.
It was very dark. He couldn't find a hoarding, so all he can tell us is andhera hai. That's all. He can't say anything else.
I didn't know what do I say, bro. There was no Google Maps.
I know. Yeah.
What location should I give you?
So we thought some panther's eating him by now. Because he's walked far away.
Yeah.
You have to see him walk and talk. He goes. He's like PT Usha.
Did you get lost often? Because that's what Broacha says all the time.
I got lost all the time.
Normally when he got lost, we find him. When you're shooting on a highway outside of, somewhere in that, what is that farm thing that we shot at in Panvel? Rishi, famous farms in Panvel, not being Salman Khan.
Oh yeah, the farm, it had everything. It had a railway station.
Yeah, that's what we shot there.
Yeah, it was crazy. Even there, he was in a hurry to get to his room. I'm like, now where do you want to go, bro? Let's go to the room. I hate the fucking room. It's the worst room. Let's go. I'm like, I don't understand this man.
The rooms are terrible, really. I don't know why we had to go to the room.
But you had shots of wisdom also. I remember me and my friend Sudhi. Sudhi was going through a terrible breakup. And then Broacha told Sudhi that, the problem with you boys is that you guys come to this...
I remember him.
Yeah. You guys come to Bombay. You don't have family. You don't have friends. So your first glimpse of love you get, you fall madly in love and fuck everything up in your brain.
Also, woman is very
I am diverted. I've got many windows open, so I can only love so much. Yeah. So he was like, wow. He didn't understand a word you said.
He didn't. But he did pat the dog. I remember that.
He did.
This is important.
Yeah. And then you were always fighting.
We also had Samir Kochar on when he was unknown.
Course. Yeah.
Remember you brought this. Now, all of these guys, 6.5 feet tall, all looking for work, all very nice, very polite and all that. And they came and his first meeting, Samir Kochar's first Maharashtrian that he's ever met was Kunal Vijayakar.
Correct.
Who spoke the Queen's English.
Correct.
And had seven serving people around him at all times.
And the only human being who makes Cyrus Broacha look like he cares. Fucking miserable shrew. Why are we doing this, Sahukar? I want to fuck. He gets into rage. The other problem. At least this guy's funny. That guy's raging.
Now he's walked out of sets.
He's angry.
David made...
Fuck. Tantri the Mantri. We're doing Tantri the Mantri. He's the king. He's fucking lost his mind.
Did he walk off?
He walked off.
Gone
to a bad mood.
With the
dress
crown.
as fucking...
Abbas, he had the medieval armor on. Walked off.
It was just chaos.
Guy on the road, dressed like a king, angry.
So now in retrospect, when I talk to my therapist and they tell me about your childhood years.
Who is Ashton? Ashton is his therapist.
How did you expect me to turn out all right. I was around all these psychopaths, bro. Like, and I didn't have anyone to go. So I was like, let's stay here, you know. But yeah, man, I'm very impressed with the fact that you work out like a madman. You stay super
Well, if I had some of the shows you have, I wouldn't have the time that
I've
I
been
have.
working a lot, bro.
Yeah, you're working too
good.
much. That's the whole thing.
I'm always running around.
And we didn't mention the Malhotras.
Mind the
before
Malhotras.
that.
Mind
Yeah.
the fucking Malhotras. Stop saying Malhotras. That's another show.
Mind the Malhotras.
Mind the Malhotras,
Malhotras
bro.
is another show.
Minnie and I
What are
play
you saying?
husband-wife.
Mahindras is another show.
Oh my God.
Also not a company. So Minnie and you are husband. By the way, Minnie is his almost like his mother-aunt figure.
Oh, really?
When he was young in MTV.
For sure.
And then now they're husband and wife. Whatever dynamic works for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
odd, no?
But there's that
She always
mutual-
look like she had to protect you and look after you all
but
the
there's
time.
that old irritation, right?
Yeah.
That
But
stays.
Minnie's like, she's a bit like Aisha in that respect. She goes off quickly.
Yeah, for sure. You don't want to mess
We love
with
Minnie, but you know, Minnie's... she's
Goes
Amitabh
off as
Bachchan.
in gets angry.
No. What? Some sexual reference?
I don't know.
What are you, some
Just
desperate,
confirming.
frustrated Indian male from Baikala who can't control himself?
Minnie's a bit of a like, she likes to do things in systems. And
She's
then
an alpha.
Yeah, she's super alpha. We were doing a quiz. We do a yearly quiz show together, and we're playing the buzzer round. And this one kid just not hitting the buzzer. He keeps hitting the table.
Right.
So in the middle of the show, she's like, I can see her teeth like grunting, and she's like, "Are you blind? Can you not move your hand?" And then she starts taking the
And
kid
now?
and hitting his hand on the buzzer. And his parents are freaking out. They're like, "Hey, he's very small and all."
And sound. By now, she must have added the MCBC also, no? Because now age is also catching up with us.
She
don't filter.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
You tell the kid, you bastard. Whatever.
Not that, bro.
Not bastard.
Now you're again making it dramatic.
fucking bastard. What would Minnie say?
We have to take a break, Cyrus.
Well,
All right,
let's
guys.
take a break.
Let's, now, after this, we'll talk slowly. And
You will talk slowly, and also now don't tell us about your accomplishments. Just giving me a complex and Abbas definitely.
I'm
Because
booked.
all we've done is this podcast and we've cut down our shows.
flying from one plane to the other.
There you go.
The life and times
Of Vijay Mallya.
Oh, Vijay Mallya.
When we come back.
Oh, marvelous. Have you got any caviar?
Hey, it's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. Listeners, presenting to you Club Cyrus Says, the premium tier offerings of our podcast. Club members will get exclusive Cock and Bull episodes every Monday, extended and unfiltered versions of the guest episodes, access to the Club Cyrus Says Discord server, and audio offerings such as ad-free episodes and early access to guest episodes. Also, members get to decide the topics of the live episodes and get their name on the producer's slate at the end credits. On Cock and Bull, it's a cricket special episode featuring Akash and Sriram. They answer some AMAs from their listeners. On the Vox podcast, Monica talks to Tina Sidana, Business Development Head of Alexa Voice Services at Amazon. They discuss the key aspects of voice and audio marketing, content marketing, and advertising. On All Things Policy, Leah and Harshit discuss the importance and requirement of sex education in schools. And on Vartalab, Akash and Naveen have a fun chat with me, Abbas Momin, stand-up comedian and podcaster. They spoke about how Abbas, that's me, went from studying dentistry to writing and performing comedy and podcasts and his love for movies. Once again, don't forget to visit our merch store on ivmpodcast.com. We have some exciting stuff for you over there. Follow us on social media via IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram and LinkedIn. If you like our shows, spread the word, tell your friends and don't forget to rate and review them wherever you're listening to them. You'll also find all our shows on youtube.com/IVM Podcast. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week: LIC of India, Yono SBI, Cash Free Payments and HDFC Mutual Fund. Thank you for making this possible.
And we have the great Sahukar back with us. Abbas is joining us, but he was already there.
I was already there.
Yeah.
So that means he pushed himself into the frame.
But we've decided to talk slowly and respectfully listen to each other.
Okay. And I think we should also now talk about sensible things.
Yeah.
Like the boil on your ass.
Yeah, it's been there for... It's fucking uncomfortable.
I was the one who lanced it.
Yes.
And I remember you were so grateful. Yeah.
You know, like, I was seeing on YouTube, there's this animal that shoots shit out of its eyes.
Really? What
Yeah,
animal
you
is
ever
that?
seen? It's like a...
Maria's now a writer. What are you saying?
She's a writer. She's written
She's a
poetry.
writer.
Did you book
I couldn't believe it. Is that really her?
It's her. What do you mean?
But she didn't sound like a poet while we were together. And Maria, you know, we all, I mean, that's no negative
As
here.
people grow, they get more interest and
There's
more
a lot of pathos
talents.
and,
Of
you
course,
know,
bro.
side to her, which I didn't see really.
Because you're so insensitive. bro.
I'm insensitive. I was more interested in Minnie and Maria. I just want to know whether who's other three of us who was born first.
Dude, I
You know,
really...
because that was a big bone of contention for me. And of course, they're much better looking and they look very young and all that. And I had to just
No, but
say, okay, I'm the oldest.
I really
Even
want
if
to
it's
know.
not true.
I really want to know, where does Cyrus Broacha go when he's feeling confused or lost, or what do you do? How do you self-regulate, bro?
In the words of Elvis, I go to the ghetto.
He won't
in the
answer.
ghetto.
He'll evade.
I know, yeah. Cyrus, why can't you be genuine?
I have a girlfriend. I have someone on the side who I talk to, and emotionally we sort of connect.
I think you take it on your work in your gym. You just start
take it on the
bashing
gym.
shit up.
I'm a Nazi in the gym. I just fight with everyone.
I met an instructor who told me he was training Broacha. And apparently you throw shit around and like lift everything, scream like a psychopath at 6 in the morning. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah,
like, आप तो बड़े tamed हैं, आप तो 4-5 किलो भी उठा रहे हैं. वो तो राक्षस है, राक्षस.
How come all my instructors are Punjabi? The boys who work with me are all Marathi speaking.
He's not
so I don't know where
Punjabi.
this guy came from.
Not Punjabi, bro.
Yeah.
And he has a really stupid habit
He's a sweet guy.
of you of recording you when you're like fucking up.
Right,
like you're lifting 4 kgs and you're like,
No, that's you.
like Insta पे डालेंगे बड़ा. I'm like, क्या कर रहे हैं भाई सब, बेवकूफ लग रहा हूँ.
Today he has more followers than both of us.
Of course,
Just
yeah.
because of Sahukar pumping.
That's true, bro.
Sahukar pumping was fun for me. First time in a hotel. We've traveled a lot together. We should write a book once. I have to remember all the stories.
Oh, beautiful
We've shot the
times,
most
man.
together. We've traveled the most together. In the end, I think both of us couldn't say no to MTV, no? Because we're not good at saying no. That's a big issue.
Big
But
problem,
complaining.
man. It's been.
We should learn from Nikhil. Nikhil would handle them. Nikhil was like an alpha with the company.
But
and we
Nikhil
were
was
like
more. He's more technical. He'll write shit down.
No, he'll
he's
just say
more
no.
entrepreneurial. And
I'm
say
sorry,
no.
this is not for me.
I mean, and then he gone on to like
Big things.
do a whole festival and all
But
of
I'll tell you
that.
something. This thing of not being able to say no is regarded as like, oh, he's so sweet. It's
Yeah.
actually a fucking bad habit.
It's just being a coward and they take advantage.
And you're causing more drama along the way.
Especially, I think, in the Indian context, it's
So
considered
him, me and
rude.
Maria in our interviews, the three of us don't say no. So the last job is always ours. Because everybody else has said no. Minnie, slap you.
Yeah.
Nikhil, kick you in the face.
Yeah.
Sophie, you can't get her to take the phone. Malaika doesn't exist.
But this-
Broacha, please go. Sahukar, please go. Maria, you
But
have
it's
to
a
go.
disease, man. If I want to tell the youth, if you're over agreeable, man, don't do it, because Broacha didn't let me say no, and now I'm suffering. So guys, say no. Don't be over agreeable. You'll have a shit life.
I spoiled the market for all of them because I was too familiar with all these guys. So by then you can't say no. You know, because everybody's on the same level. You can't suddenly become a star. Doesn't work. So that was the problem. It's the same thing. They inherited that. So they come in the next generation. They're also all friends. So how to get away? So now in his new avatar at Nat Geo or wherever, he makes sure he's a little away, right?
I enter, I break a plate on my head.
He breaks a plate. He's
People
like,
are like, oh, this guy's a psychopath, let's not handle it.
and he doesn't call them by names. You know, it's like you know.
Number
Immediately
two,
there's- number
blue
two.
shirt.
Yeah. And the
Change
guy's
your
wearing
face.
guys in red shirt. Just testing him, you know.
Of course, a lot of the times the room is completely empty. as well.
Yeah.
Just me.
You know. No, but that I must give you, man. You brought a great egalitarianism to the entire organization.
Which fucked up
Everyone had
everything.
ideas. Santosh, let me tell you, now I would like to bring one story which wrecked my life
Santosh,
again.
our driver.
Because of
MTV
Broacha
driver.
again.
Okay.
So just to really do this fast, Cyrus Broacha brought about the idea that anybody can have an opinion on the show. All right. And so Shahid Hashmi, who was a fucking writer, was not supposed to act, was chucked in as an actor. Some random light guy will give you the joke. It was a beautiful, inclusive environment. We stepped out of the environment. I started doing Delhi 6 for Rakesh Mehra.
Right.
All right. In Delhi 6, there's a situation where Abhishek Bachchan is there, Pawan Malhotra is there, Wahida Rehmanji is there. Bloody hell. Everyone's there. Prem Chopra. Blah,
Wahida's
blah, blah.
very pretty even now.
She's
I
gorgeous.
wouldn't mind. I would date her.
She's the most beautiful. Look at
she
the
would
grace
date
that
me.
lady has.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're running around. There's a scene where Abhishek Bachchan is supposed to travel in a pipe. Rakesh Mehra is like,
Hindi
I
films,
can't.
if you have a pipe, you can have a successful
travel,
film.
yeah.
Rakesh Mehra is like talking to Binod Pradhan. Okay, I don't know how to shoot this, man. You know, how do we take it? How do we follow him? Do we shoot it from exit? Abhishek's giving his points. From the back, my chauffeur, Mr. Santosh, my soulmate,
Who initially was an introvert.
who's an introvert, says, ऐसा करिए ये जो है ये अंकल दिस इज Binod Pradhan इनको कैमरा को ऐसे
Binod
करें
Pradhan, top of the line DOP, 30 years in advertising.
Bro, he's telling Rakesh Mehra, Abhishek Bachchan, Wahida Rehman in the back. ऐसे करिए आप पैन करिए ऐसे घुमाइए कैमरा और उसके पीछे चिपका दीजिए. There's fucking silence on set. I'm looking at my entire career go because they're gonna at some point say आप भाई साहब कौन है? हाँ आप कहाँ से आए? आपको किसने पूछा?
Santosh has a 3-film deal with Dharma.
Again, why did it happen? Because Broacha
Mr.
साहब
Cyrus.
संतोष तुम बोलो उंगली डाल दो अंदर, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ती है.
And then at the wedding, I suddenly see him after 10-15 years. He's got Hulks as children.
Three children.
3 fucking huge apes. I'm like, where did they come from?
And getting emotional and all, crying and all. I'm like, why are you crying, man?
He's crying because we launched it. In a way, I'm responsible, right?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then Broacha left my wedding also.
And Abbas, ask why. No, I was at the wedding.
What, you came for
I
1 hour?
I don't drink. The drinking started, then I left. No, I can't be there.
Yeah.
We show some respect. I met his mom, finally. I mean, I met her once before that, but I met her nicely, and it was so nice to see her happy. This wastrel.
What do you mean it was so nice to see happy? I suppose the other 8 times she was howling.
She was always disappointed in Sahukar, and finally she had a look of happiness in her eyes that,
she's not only disappointed. My mother has the unbelievable attribute to say the worst thing just as a casual. You were always very you were an idiot. I'm like, what kind of a statement is that?
No, but I think she was just grateful that a woman said yes finally, even though heavily medicated.
Absolutely.
And the marriage went through.
The wife was wobbling.
Yeah. but because I remember telling my wife, just look at her face, because to see genuine emotion on a person, it's rare when it's genuine. Right. For 1 minute she was a happy mother, proud, happy, everything. I mean, it may not last, but for 1 minute she was. And so that was worth it for us.
But at your wedding, you were like, you've had this.
I was trying to get rid of people.
Bro, you were very mechanical. Yeah, you were looking at the food.
Yeah, my dad.
How much people eat Sahukar?
Yeah, man. Because
why have you come?
We have to pay.
Why did you come?
I told you.
I just called you. Why did you come?
I told you.
That's what you told me.
Arshad Varsi took 2 leg pieces. I told him it's 1 leg piece per person. You know, I mean, the other people.
But you had these plans and they all were executed. You were like, okay, Sahukar, by 28, you have to have your first child, or you'll be a haggard father. You've got to have a system in place, and you do not move from that system. Where did you come up with all these theories in
Nothing.
life?
I was just lying. I tried to avoid the marriage, but then she, pinned me down, and that's it.
Right.
You finally succumb, so now you can't say anything. Till 2 years ago, you get away with anything and finger point. Now you can't finger point.
Dude, the dramas I've been in the backseat of a car with Broacha are unreal. If I ever write a book about it, man, I'll become a millionaire. I remember your first fight with Aisha also. Yeah. And you're so dramatic. Suddenly I saw this.
First fight with Aisha? First fight that you witnessed.
Yeah, but you were so dramatic. You were driving the car like a sociopath. And she was like, drive easily, Cyrus, calm down. And you're like, am I really that bad? Am I really that bad?
She was talking to the other side, like, so it was confusing.
What the fuck is going on?
And you're in the backseat.
My childhood trauma is like, somebody stop the car, we're gonna die. It was hilarious.
And he saw the worst side of Kunal also. So Aisha and Kunal fully exposed completely. Course. Yeah, because he was young at that point, so nobody thought he'd become really famous or anything. Don't worry about him later. This whole internet thing wasn't there.
But it's so beautiful because now the world is completely changed, man. It was a really interesting time. And it's so good. Everybody's still working. Like, we fucking survived. Thank God, man.
Yeah.
Huh?
Right. And you survived basically because of Simi Garewal.
I think so.
That's another level.
I was about to ask you, like, even now, if you upload a clip from that, it goes viral.
It went viral.
Yeah, exactly.
Recently,
I'm amazed. They blew out all our footage. We have nothing. So
they've not saved anything.
Fucking believe this.
Is it because they used to
because the standards were really
tapes
bad,
and everything?
I think it was the right thing to do. But
they recorded over tapes.
But
who does that?
There's this Garewal show, Sai vs. Sai. There's lots of rubbish. But there's some real gems also. Unfortunately, I can't show those gems to anyone. There are a few things we were both proud of.
Yeah, very little.
And that's it's not much, but it's something.
But it's I think it's a lot of nostalgia because people who were growing up at that time it's like when I met Pavan Malhotra, I was like, oh my God, this is Nukkad.
Salim.
Nukkad. Salim Langde pe matlo. Exactly. So for me, I can't get over him because I'm like, oh, Omji, Om Puri. I'm like, oh, bhai. I'm thinking all day I'm talking to him in his voice, impersonating him, realizing much later that I'm fucking rude.
But he was okay about it.
He was amazing.
But then he could hear you.
He was the coolest guy I've ever met, bro.
You should drink at 9 sharp.
Yeah. How do you know?
Yeah, we've done something with him at 9 o'clock. That's it. That's my rules.
And he'd be मूली खाओ है मूली नहीं है मूली खा लो मैंने कहा सर वो गाजर है मूली है नहीं तो खा लो भाजी.
So the young director doesn't know it's a night shift, and you should have told him properly before. The night shift is starting at 9.
But he was an amazing guy, bro. I remember
first guy to put his foot in everywhere.
Dude, he's Omji. I was going through anxiety problems in Delhi 6 because there were too many big stars.
Right. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, holy, this is not a good film to start with. I'm going to have a panic attack. And they used to all live in a place called Nandan Greens.
Right.
A weird place with like housing society in the middle of nowhere outside Jaipur. And Omji was my neighbor. And I'm like, if you mess this up, you can't not hang with Omji. So I used to go for a walk with him. So one day I told Omji that, Omji, mere dimag mein na, I keep getting these doubtful thoughts. And I get nervous before, when they say action, I feel like I have to do something and I get paranoid. So he's like, हाँ तो दिमाग को बोलो, fuck you. ऐसे कैसे आ गए आप भाई साहब, मैं काम कर रहा हूँ and you're fucking putting thoughts in my head. Tell the mind, देखो भाई बाद में करेंगे बात, ठीक है? Right now you fuck off. मन तो मेरा भी करता है मैं थप्पड़ मार दूँ किसी को, लेकिन नहीं करता. He was just
unless the scene demands.
That sounds like something he's जाने भी दो यारो वाला character would say.
He was just so like, I think the people like him, they've seen such a life, bro.
Yeah.
They've shot the things they've shot, the lives they've had, cycling fucking kilometers after kilometers as a kid just to see a film and come back. Amazing guy. Really beautiful.
And now you
artist.
won't sit through a 3-hour film, Cyrus.
Why he was cycling so the film runs?
He's a kid. They have no money, man. They used to go to cinema halls just to watch stuff. Not like you, bro. We just went home and chill.
What are you saying?
Can't sit through a 2-hour film.
I used to sit without an AC in the car and go all the way to Eros Cinema, again without an AC, sit there, no wafers were allowed, nothing.
Wait, Eros had no AC?
They had AC, but I'm saying in the car we didn't have both ways.
So okay, we have to do the AMAs.
You have to do the AMAs. He's spoken too much.
Oh God, have I overrun?
You overrun!
Yeah,
Okay.
who knows?
AMAs.
What's the AMAs?
Ask me
my
anything.
mother anything.
Oh, nice.
So our listeners have sent in questions for you. The first one is from Lazy Panda.
That's right. This is a legit human being.
Oh, I mean, speaking of the something in the earlier in the episode, do you still bum cigarettes off of other people?
No, I left cigarettes, bro. Fucking hell. I stopped smoking.
How do they know all this?
I don't know. Lazy Panda must
And I
be
would
an
not bump
inside.
cigarettes.
Who would bitch about Sahukar like
hold on. If you're a cigarette
for
smoker...
7 years on a podcast, who would mention all these
Do you
things?
smoke?
Maybe.
Okay.
My family watches this, so maybe.
I don't.
One sec, you don't smoke?
I have left. But
He smokes.
Oh God. Okay, fuck it.
Of course he does.
He doesn't smoke. Leave it. Don't do that, bro. Because you're gonna do this shit. And then
Yeah,
he's gonna
exactly.
I feel like the squirrel.
This is why he's smoking. This is what he does. Catch this on camera.
I can't remember.
He'll plant this shit and he'll send it out, and then you're on your own.
Exactly.
So you don't smoke. Okay, got it, bro. Got it. I'm in.
So what about it?
So, dude, if a person,
Let's say
if a
hypothetically
smoker asks another smoker for a cigarette, even though they're expensive, if you have a heart, you'll give him a cigarette.
Of course,
What kind
yeah.
of psychopath.
No,
is that,
yeah.
bro?
Well, let's understand. When he was 17 and he really, let's hand it to him. He came with nothing. No friends, nothing. I even told him that when he sent me some mushy messages.
You know, when you
He's completely
announce a sad
completely
story,
self-made boy.
when you announce a sad
shut up
story,
and let me
you
finish.
say he came to the city with nothing. You don't say no friends first.
No
you
friends.
say no money,
No friends,
no
no
opportunities.
money.
No
No
friends makes me
opportunities.
sound like there's a reason why this fucking asshole has nobody.
He had no
Because it's
one.
a personality shit.
Yeah, it was a bit of that. And the fact of the matter is he had nothing. And cigarette is expensive. He didn't get his first salary.
Oh.
So fair enough. No, fair enough. But by year
Broacha
3,
felt no
Abbas,
problem in taking cab money from me.
Wait, Abbas, listen.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
year 3, he's a super successful guy
was-
with a fat salary.
I
and
was
he's
urinating on people.
everywhere. But he's still 17 in his head. And, he learned from me again. There
Let
was
us
never
take
money in
a
the
fucking
pocket.
moment to thank God you're not a therapist. This is absolutely inaccurate. This is
You know
no
something?
People they wanted to lynch him.
A comedian friend of
Everybody
mine.
together said, let's put him a rope around his neck. It's just like America in the 200 years ago.
A
Me, you
comedian
never write
friend
my
of
bad.
mine told me कि यार वो मांगी हुई सिगरेट पीने में ज़्यादा मजा आता है.
देखा क्या बात
There you
है.
go. Who's this comedian? Same?
I'll tell you off air.
You just came across a sensitive human being
Yeah,
who cares
yeah.
about other people.
That's why he's in comedy.
The
You
second
still haven't answered.
question.
Where do you go? Where do you go when you hurt? Cyrus? I'll be Simi for you. Cyrus, where do you go when you hurt?
Simi, personally, for me, it's all about...
Underneath this hard exterior lies
It's
a
all
soft, worn out.
Yes, you're right. There is.
Blemished.
There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of...
This random urinator.
there's agony.
But where is it? You're not telling me where you
the
go.
Location, it's after Panvel. You have to keep
See, he
going.
won't give you an answer. Fuck it.
I know.
We're looking for location.
Okay, let's go to the second question. It's semi-related. It's come from Hamisha. What preparation did you do, if any, for the Garewal show? It was too funny.
Thank you so much. It was shot in the nights because
He
that was
wore
the only
white.
time the studio was there. To be honest, it was a mistake. They were shooting Vikram or Betal, and that's where the wig was.
The wig
like
was
that.
already there.
But if you look at Broacha and me, who's going to be Vikram is fine. But who the fuck is Betal? Because he's going to hang on his neck for the next 14 hours. So we decided to do a spoof on Simi. But after that, I don't remember.
I think Sao used to do impressions of her.
Yeah.
Because she was a big thing for us. We always
Yeah,
make
yeah,
fun
of
and all
course.
that.
Yeah.
The rendezvous, the holding of the eye, all that. So he was doing this impression. So some smart producer
Carl
figured
Katkara.
out that what the hell, this is funny. So finally, we had a couple of producers who were bright, and then we had a few, should have parked cars, and yeah.
That's right. But there was. I wish we had prepped. But of course, someone wanted to go home.
No, listen. I got to tell you. So why we know it really worked. It worked, of course. People liked it.
Yeah,
It really worked because Simi Garewal is my neighbor.
Oh, okay.
And she used to like me growing up because I'm a dog lover. They're dog lovers, and they know that. She stopped talking to me.
Shit.
Just by association.
Yeah, even Karan Johar told me, man, I can't come on your show.
She was very upset.
He did one episode.
Yeah.
Then we called him again. He said, bro, my mom will kill me. She's like, you can't.
I wanted to. In fact, MTV, we had a proposal to have her for the season ending where he talks to her.
Yeah.
Which I thought would have been really sporting. In the West, they would have done it.
Right.
If X person, famous legend, blah, 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 and the impressionist comedian, whatever, they would have met together. It would have been a great end.
Yeah.
But couldn't even get to her.
No, couldn't get to her. And she got.
And she's very nice, a really nice lady, but she was hurt. And once someone is hurt, you can't do anything.
And listen, man, they've done the best interviews. I still go back and watch them because at that point there was an honesty in people. They weren't so guarded in their publicists.
Also, the DOPs were better. No? They would get into the eye of the person.
Yeah.
I feel the eye tells you everything. It's a window of the soul.
They'd zoom into the nostril.
Are you showing his eye? There's no eye here. Where is his eye?
Have you felt
You want
pain?
nostril.
Have you felt pain? And then the camera would go like...
Yeah.
And
they have no answer. Sometimes the camera
I'm not kidding you. There was twitching of the eye because it would be so close. The eye would be twitching,
But I don't know why we should do more of those spoofs now, man. It'll be so much fun.
Just like with Kunal, I love it and he's even worse than Kunal because he's 6'3" and he's very masculine in his postures. Kunal sometimes is not so much, but this guy is. So what happens is he's got a cigarette in his hand, he's dressed like, and he's walking into the studio and he's got his Punjabi accent on.
Because I still had other problems.
So he looks like this bad avatar of a female model gone wrong, and then he talks like this Punjabi guy from Gurgaon who's going to beat you. So it's just fabulous, that paradox that comes out. Oh, Michael, kaun hai tu? Mere ko phone kar de baar. He's screaming and then you look at him, it's a man in a sari with a long black hair
with
and
a
red
white
lips.
suit with heels.
Yeah. And then 30 seconds later say, tell me more. And I'm just thinking, why am I here?
It was a lot of improv.
Bizarro
It was a
world.
lot of stuff. And as I said, it's impossible to sort of do great work.
I like working with Sahukar the most, but I also hate working with Sahukar the most because I know we're going to land up doing takes again because he makes me laugh.
Right.
I don't like working with people that actually make me laugh. And luckily, they're not too many. So then you pretend to laugh. That's fine. Kunal, you know how it is. But Sahukar, I've had moments where I laugh so much that I can't get over the laugh.
We had a blast. I really missed that. Yeah.
God, I
Okay.
can't tell you.
The next one comes from...
Yeah, I'm pouring my heart.
Arey Baba, I have to get through the questions also.
Okay, fucking old man.
No, because it was a question to me and he's made it about his laughter. How much I laughed.
Wow.
How much
wow.
You see, I would like to tell the youth.
The youth. Then
There are people in you and me who will make it about themselves.
There's no youth. This show is only about the truth.
That's actually
There's no youth.
I would like to tell the youth.
They aren't here.
People will dismiss your thoughts. Hold on. Hold.
There's no youth left. They've all crossed the border.
Ramanathan asks, Kunal Vijayakar, Cyrus Broacha and Cyrus Sahukar enter a bar. Who do you think would be the first
We
to
actually
get
have.
Who do you think is the first to get a free drink?
Ooh.
Well, Kunal's not like us. We are a little bit similar and he's a little
Let's
different.
forget for a moment you stop drinking. Let's say you're still in your drinking
It could be food or whatever. I'm saying the fact of the matter is I think he and I would be a little more careful. Slightly more middle class background than Kunal. Kunal thinks he's a Peshwa.
Yeah.
He never thinks about getting... For example, I always used to look for lifts home. I think Sao followed that to some extent.
Yeah,
of course,
all
he has
the
his own
time.
car. Kunal was like, I want my own car so I can leave at any time. I'm like, why? Waste petrol. Just find someone to travel with.
That's true. That's true.
So thinking is very different.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Sao
His
is...
morale was not beaten down.
I'm sure Sahu can manage a whole party. If he was an unknown person back in the day, he'll manage a whole party without a rupee in his pocket. No one will know.
I
All
can.
good.
I can do that.
Okay, this one comes from Rohit Atre.
I don't feel he cares about our answers.
I do, Baba.
Quickly go to the next question. I feel hurt.
You look so disinterested.
We have to wrap up. No, I'm very...
Why do we have to wrap up?
No, I have to
Okay,
go.
cool.
I have so much to
Paul,
talk
stop.
about.
We have to wrap up.
Dude, I need 2-3
Get your own
hours.
show then, all right? You don't have time here.
What about me telling the youth?
No, the youth is not there.
That should be a show.
Fuck this shit, bro.
Sahukar tells
I
the
want to
youth.
talk about savings. I want to talk
I've
about...
got the title. Youth Stop Being a Chew. That's his show.
When I came to the show, it was written youth icon Cyrus Broacha will be
Oh, you know what?
chatting with you.
By the way.
Now you're telling me there's no youth only.
By the way, do you
Who's
remember?
listening?
Do you remember?
Retired lesbians.
Mention this.
Who's listening?
We used to have a youth icon show.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
And Vijay Mallya was in contention.
Yeah,
do you remember that?
Really?
Youth icon, MTV
Yeah.
youth icon.
But even back then, he was in, like, what, in his 40s?
He was youth icon.
No, it was a youth icon, not a
Achha,
youth.
okay,
Anil
got it.
Ambani was
So
there.
they
He was
themselves
there.
need not be young.
No,
Yeah,
you
bro.
idiot. What do you don't understand?
Fuck, we've taken 45 minutes to explain to you that the youth icon award doesn't have to go to a child.
Well, the youth icon can't be someone like old.
Why?
What?
Because
He's an icon for the youth.
So then Broacha's not a youth icon.
Not anymore. From last year, they said no.
who else was in contention? Sachin
There were
must
lots
have
of
been.
Sachin.
No.
Yeah.
Dhoni won
There's
it.
no conversation.
Dhoni won it. In the end, Vijay Mallya, Anil Ambani,
Oh,
and two
yeah.
more.
Dhoni was such a
But
cool
one
guy,
singer,
man.
I
And
can't
I
remember.
remember Dhoni had that long hair,
Yeah,
that John
yeah,
Abraham type.
yeah.
Like he liked
Which-
John Abraham's hairstyle.
Yeah,
at
Which
that
General
time.
Musharraf
The
told
same
him
girl
not to
cut
cut.
it.
Sapna Bhavnani.
Sapna.
She was on Big Boss also.
Yeah.
That's what you remember.
Yeah.
After
That's
all
how
the
I came to
collection,
know about her.
We discussed
Why
Hamlet,
would I know her
Macbeth,
about Sapna
King
Bhavnani?
Lear, Oedipus, and you come back with Big Boss.
Right.
I don't know about your youth. Keep your fucking youth.
Rohit Atre says, in a sea of bearded, well-groomed men, how do you both carry the clean-shaven look so well? Well,
I can't grow a beard. I
not
can't grow a
very.
beard. I
Rohit
tried.
Atre is so trash.
I think Sao can grow a beard.
Dude, every time I grew a beard, so basically I buzzed my head and then I grew a beard and I went for 3 weeks to Goa. I came back, I had signed an endorsement, I had already decided where I'm going to spend that money. They saw my face and they cancelled me and took Arjun Mathur.
Because Simi with a beard doesn't work.
I don't, apparently if I look too intense.
Oh,
with the
really?
Big fucking
But you got a
eyes
full
and-
beard?
Full beard, bro.
Proper?
Yeah.
Grow it next time.
I'll grow it for you and I'll do nothing
see
else.
it.
I'll
You have
just
a picture?
comb it. And it's a very
Do you think
difficult
it makes you
thing.
look older if you grow a beard?
I think a little bit, yeah. But more intense is the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Older, yeah, I guess. You look, you go through this phase. It looks really young and nice and then it starts looking heavy.
Yeah.
And then you start playing with
Does
it.
your wife like the beard?
She likes a stubble.
So she likes John Abraham.
No, John Abraham doesn't have a
She
stubble.
doesn't have a stubble.
Who has a
Stubble
stubble?
king.
Anil Kapoor has a
My
stubble.
wife's into like whatever you do, you have to do very well. She's a class topper.
Why did you get into this
I
marriage?
can't fucking deal with my...
It's terrible pressure, bro.
She's like, this guy's a...
You have to marry the right
She's
woman.
a
What are you
class
doing?
topper.
She's answering. Happy Women's Day. What
So
kind of
she's
woman
like,
is
what have
this?
you done?
So every day you feel like a failure.
No,
you
that's
come
not.
home and-
That has nothing to do with her.
Oh, okay. That's mom's fault.
That's my problem.
Okay, the next one comes from Bruce Wayne. This is a
Last
story
one,
you've
yeah.
actually told me, Sahukar.
Okay, then you answer it.
How did you land up the RJ role in Rang De Basanti? Please tell us some anecdotes from the shoot.
Okay, you answer it. Let's see if you remember.
I remember because, okay, tell me if I'm wrong, but apparently Rakesh Mehra gave him the script, or the script came to you, and it was told that you were going to be one of the 6 main leads.
Yeah.
But then you kept going through the script saying, where is my scene? And there were like 2 scenes.
There are 5 mainly.
So the movie went through a lot, bro.
Yeah.
When I first met Mr. Mehra, it was Vivek Oberoi and I think Arjun Rampal was Bhagat Singh. And then at that point, a lot of time went by. He had a really tough time. It was a bilingual film. It was called Painted Yellow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Rang De
And
Basanti.
Jesus of Montreal in French.
Jesus of Montreal is
French-Canadian.
what some people say is...
It is.
It is? I haven't seen...
I've exposed the film,
Neither
but
have
nobody
I.
listens to me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please watch it. It is completely that.
Yeah. And then later on, they called me and said that we want to have this guy who runs through the show. And my first fucking day on the
And they
set...
changed the character.
Rahul was a radio jockey. He was a radio jockey. Sharman was in it, and then Kunal Kapoor came and Soha and all that. But the first day was that last finite sequence.
Right.
Where I open the door and say,
Sacrifice.
"तुम्हारी आग जलाई हुई आग में and वहाँ पे भी फट गई because इतने सारे लोग थे and मैं MTV से आया था and Amir Khan was on, bro. They did the take about 8-9 times and then they say, "Abhi bhagiye," and I'm supposed to run. And then suddenly he says, "Arey, रुकिए, आप कहाँ भाग रहे हैं?" And there was one guy who was running with a sitar. He said, "सर मैं भाग रहा हूँ, बम आने वाला है, बम फटने वाला है." कहता, "आप बम में बंदूक सुनिए आप और सितार लेके घूम रहे हैं? किसका सितार है?" कहता, "मेरा सितार है." कहता, "आप तो तबला बजा रहे थे, सितार क्यों लेके जा रहे?"
This is improv.
Fuck no, that guy. हाँ, he got excited. He said, "सर मुझे लगा कि मैं अपने
रियलिस्टिक लगेगा.
हाँ, और उस बैक एक्टर ने पूरी कहानी करी थी. सर मेरी माँ का सितार है. कहता, "आप शॉट में तबला बजा के
I
आपकी
agree
माँ
with
का
the
सितार
sitar
क्या कर
actor.
रहे हैं यहाँ पे?"
I agree with the sitar
नीचे रखिए.
actor. If a bomb is about to go off, you can't get logic into it. No? That's the way it is.
So then we had to do this take 10 times and I keep opening that door and doing stuff. But it was such a sweet bunch of people, bro. And watching Amir Khan work was great fun, bro. He always asks such specific questions. I've never seen another person ask this question. Someone
Like
said,
who are you?
Chai piyenge, sir? Haan. Sugar? Show me the cup. Show me the cup. I'm like, wow. I went for 1 month. I was like, show me the cup. What cup? There's no cup here. Kaanch ka hai? I didn't get the level of respect. But who asks, show me the
See
cup?
how much you learn. People don't understand how much you learn on a set. I think it's all about the acting. It's very little about the acting. It's about everything else.
It's all the other stuff,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's the other stuff, the making of.
Okay,
Last question.
It's going to be a short
Bye.
one. Like, who are you?
What, are we ending?
We must.
We have so much to talk about.
People are saying, shut the show.
I want to tell the youth.
No. Simi's called up.
I have worked out a 7-point plan where the youth can retire in 6 months.
All right.
Sameer has asked to Sahukar, what misconceptions do people have about Broacha? What the general public might have misunderstood?
Wow, bro.
You can listen 15 minutes.
That's a great last question.
Give a simple question. No? Ask him who's his favorite female
Misconceptions.
BJ.
Fuck one first. Some people used to tell me that Broacha's gotten fat. And I used to be like, bro, he's not fat.
Yeah.
He's fucking muscled.
Toned.
He's picking buildings and thrashing people with it. All right. So first of all, I think he's really... I've never met a guy who lives in a tighter regime than him. And no matter what...
I'm North Korean.
So I love it. In an unpredictable life, he's almost like a stoic in many ways. He'll just do the same thing over and over in repetition and find his comfort in that. And I think what he's done amazingly is, even if it's a good day or a bad day, he doesn't get influenced by that shit.
Yeah.
And I have been the opposite of that personality. Hey, I don't like your shit. Whole day is fucking gone. Spiraling downwards. What am I? Self-doubt. I live in self-doubt.
He's Sao's an over-analyst. You know what an over-analyst is? He's cursed. Wherever he goes, the mind doesn't stop thinking. So Sao, whether he's stoned, which he doesn't do, obviously he doesn't do any of that. But whatever.
Stop smoking also.
There's no calmness in that sense. He's calm, but there's no calmness because his mind is going at 80 miles per hour. So that's never going to change. So even if Sao, you won Wimbledon
Which
today,
is why doing this is really calming.
let's say he gets the Oscar. That's now the zenith and it should be over. That day he'll find a problem in his mind. That day. Oh, but when they gave it to me, they looked away at the same time.
No, I never. It's not like that.
I'm telling you. There's a negativity which I can't... it's his curse. There's nothing we can do. He went home, he was married, he looked at his wife and said, oh God. It's like that.
It's just like I have still not figured out whether everything is a plan or it's just chance or are we fucking some offspring of some alien species. Just figure it out. Someone just tell me. Do you believe in karma, Broacha?
Destiny
Do you believe in karma?
I do.
So you believe you've been...
I have a vague idea that there's a karma.
And you believe you were born...
a match to life.
Do you believe in the soul? You believe in the soul?
Life and death. Well, karma and soul would be the same thing.
So then you believe you've chosen these people and these are the lessons you've
I
got
don't
to
know.
learn.
Sometimes it's just the karma is not... It's self-inflicted also, and there's also, it's collective karma. What can you do?
I don't know what the fuck what does that even mean?
I was born in Trinidad, in my head.
Okay.
But I don't have any association with the West
wanted to
Indies.
play for the West Indian cricket team.
So here, I think that Cyrus is he's a very principled
we've got to
man.
end this.
He's a very principled guy. He's very, very, I think he hides behind all these insensitive situations and all that. But when the bow breaks, if he thinks you've been wronged, he'll stand up and fight. And he'll fight to the end. I think he likes to keep his world very small.
Pressure.
See, he's giving you compliment.
I know.
Yeah.
He is.
And he's rebelling. Somewhere, I think...
The Sikandar Khair moment will happen again. Be careful.
What did Sikandar do?
Tell him what the Sikandar
He flipped for a minute. He was being nice.
And you fucked him.
Genuinely nice. And I was
You must have said some stupid shit.
And I was like, रुको भैंचो देखो तारीफ कर रहा हूँ.
ये भाई इसको डर लगता है. इसको लगता है कि ये तुक्का लग गया किसी को पता ना चल जाए.
Right.
So he doesn't let anybody talk or give a compliment.
We all got caught off guard.
And has genuinely lifts everybody up around him. He's fair. The biggest thing I'll say about Cyrus Broacha is he's one of the few people who's fair. Not based on fucking mood. Not based on, it's fair. And that is something which is a virtue, bro. In a life where everyone's fucking mood-based. I don't want to do this way. Why, bitch? You were fucking nice.
So now you say 3 nice things about
Don't say anything about me. I'll go into a spiral. I don't want to know shit. Because it's going to be negative. Some fucking... I'll be analyzing this shit for a month.
No, he's the most talented guy I've worked with. He knows that. So I've got lots of good things to say about him also. But if I say anything, he'll find negative in it.
I will.
If I say you're the most talented, he'll find. But my height is a problem.
Because
I'm too tall for the females of today.
breath
He'll
of
find something.
insincerity.
And he'll bring himself down and he'll kill himself.
I won't kill myself, bro.
There's no point.
What do? You want a guy who keeps praising himself? At least it makes you human. I get to talk to different people, listen to their shit.
So he says, I'm not happy with flattery or whatever, or praise.
You're scared.
But what about him?
You're petrified.
If I say anything nice about him, he'll find the negative in the statement.
He's getting emotional. The real side. Elongate this podcast. 4 more hours with him.
No.
I will have this man howling in a corner.
I give up.
He will weep into
I accept defeat.
He will weep into the curtains. See that sensitivity?
Okay. We have to wrap up.
I want to play some emotional music.
You keep talking.
Anything you want to plug, Cyrus, before we wrap up?
Please watch
sexual.
You found a soulmate here.
I did.
He's absolute lack.
He's great fun. He giggles a lot.
Anything. That's true. It's like Morgan Freeman but bored. Anything you want.
You get Morgan Freeman?
Morgan Freeman but bored. It's got to be on a t-shirt.
Hello. Anything to plug.
On this podcast as we come to an
guys,
end.
just watch.
He does good impressions.
Do.
We don't have time.
What?
Do one, then come back. One, live close by,
I'm
come
really
back
enjoying
anytime.
this corner, bro.
Okay, fast.
What do you want me to do?
Morgan Freeman.
Fast, I got to go.
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. That's amazing.
As we come to a close on this podcast, we see one of the two Cyruses, very gently telling people to check out his shows, which will enlighten your life and make you.
All right, guys. Cheers. Bye-bye.